Let's go through the awkward quarterbacking situations.
Yeah.
And awkward doesn't mean it's bad. New York is bad. But what we
Yeah.
have, like San Francisco, that's an awkward situation because Jimmy G is a better quarterback than Trey Lance right now. But Trey Lance is their future. How do they solve that?
They're gonna have to see how the rest of this year plays out. I think that's the first thing. And then as they're doing that, evaluate Trey Lance and his progress and see where he's at with this whole situation as well. He's raw as we've seen. We knew that coming out, in the draft. We saw it in the Arizona game where he got to play a few weeks ago. There's some wow plays, but the ball, it sprays all over the place at times. He doesn't know how to take care of himself. He's running around like it's North Dakota State there. That one to me still has the chance to be very dicey, Dan. It really does, because I think the 49ers are going to end up being a player here in the NFC. I do. Now that they're healthy, Shanahan seems to got his groove back a little bit. Kittle's back. The way they're using Deebo Samuel, they've gotten Brandon Ayuk out of the funk. The defense is I'm not going to say like the Super Bowl year defense, but still good, a top 10 defense in football. And yeah, I do wonder, because I expect them to make the playoffs. And if they get in the playoffs in the NFC, it's crazy. Yeah, I think they're just about as good as anybody there, other than maybe the Bucks. So where I look at that and go, man, that Shanahan, good thing he's getting paid a lot of money, because he's going to have some tough things to deal with in the offseason.
Okay, some of the other awkward quarterbacking situations. I'm going to throw the Dolphins in there.
Right.
I think the Saints is an awkward. It feels like they have three quarterbacks, but they don't have one quarterback. The Panthers, Cam, nice reunion tour. You're paying Sam Darnold next year. The Seahawks, if they don't make the playoffs, and Russell Wilson, does he want to stay? Does Pete Carroll want to stay, or whatever happens there? The Steelers with Ben, could he play just good enough to go, hey, I think I'll come back for another year? And then you got the Cleveland Browns. So out of all of those, which one is more interesting to you?
Ooh, they're all good. I think Steelers and Big Ben, this will be it, period.
Okay.
I think they're going to be a player. Their team's ready to win now. I think they'll be a player for one of the Watson, Rodgers, Russell Wilson, whoever comes available. That's the way I'm going to throw that out there. Seattle's the most interesting a little bit just because of the whole situation. From the things I know about Russell Wilson, things he said to people I know that I trust in the NFL in the offseason, I think a lot of signs point towards him like saying, see you later, Seattle. I'm out of here after this year. And I wonder just what happens in Seattle altogether. I mean, of course, it's been a great run, but they're borderline like we might have to blow up the team here. That's they've been putting Band-Aids on things for the last few years. Nothing great on the offensive line. Running backs, okay, solid. You got two receivers. No great defensive linemen, nobody that jumps out. Jamal Adams hasn't worked out to the capacity I think they wanted it to, and they got no good cover corners. There's a lot of issues there. So I think I look at Seattle maybe, and probably the Miami situation as being the one that I look at to be the most interesting. Like Cleveland with Baker Mayfield, Dan, they got a little leeway here. I mean, I think we said this a few weeks ago. First off, why would you overpay him? What has he done right now to say, we got to get the contract done? No one's going to be beating down the door for Baker Mayfield in free agency. And you got the fifth-year option, as far as that flexibility is concerned as well. So I think he's there, at least for now. But that Miami-Seattle situation, very interesting.